This is a Tallahassee update from the Florida Healthcare Association, brought to you by Bouchard Insurance.
Hi, I'm Emmett Reed, Executive Director of the Florida Healthcare Association. Welcome to another edition of FHCA's Provider Program, brought to you by Bouchard Insurance. This was a shortened week for legislators due to Passover and Easter holidays. Despite that, FHCA worked tirelessly on behalf of our members and the thousands of residents under their care. Several members of FHCA's Executive Committee and Our Florida Promise were in town to meet with lawmakers about a bill related to the Certificate of Need law, which has caused us concern. House Bill 1159 by Representative O'Toole preempts the current CON process for special deed-restricted communities. And while the language in this bill is focused on this single community, FHCA believes it could have negative consequences for nursing homes and long-term care residents across the state. Both FHCA past president and Legislative Committee Chair Deborah Franklin and Steve Bogomilski with Southern SNF Management testified in opposition to this bill before the House Health Innovation Subcommittee on Thursday, noting that the current CON law controls costs to the Medicaid program and ensures that nursing home care is based on the need and demand for these services. Many legislators support free markets. However, the fact is that nursing homes in Florida do not operate in a true free market system. The legislature sets Medicaid rates for nearly 60% of the residents in our facilities, and 80% of our residents and patients rely on government funding to cover their long-term care.
We don't know where managed care is going to take us, but what we do know in all of the projections is with managed care driving and open up the door to meet the needs of all of our seniors in Florida, they can make the choice of home and community-based, assisted living, Meals on Wheels to meet what their needs are at the lowest expense, and therefore more will stay in the community. So I'm not sure, Representative Toole, if some of the projections actually include the projections of possibly how many can stay in the home and community and not need the nursing home.
Although the bill narrowly passed out of this committee, it still has several stops to go, as does its companion bill in the Senate, Senate Bill 1482 by Senator Hayes. FHCA will continue raising our concerns with the legislature and do all that we can do to prevent this legislation from advancing. Remember that an important part of our legislative strategy is member involvement in our grassroots initiatives, whether that means traveling to Tallahassee or contacting your lawmakers from back home to have your voice heard. We had a chance to speak with Senator Aaron Bean from Jacksonville, as well as FHCA President Scott Allen, about why member involvement is so important. All right, I am here with Senator Aaron Bean, and Senator, thank you for your time first and foremost. We appreciate you always being open to meeting with representatives from the skilled nursing facility community. I just wanted you to talk a little bit about your view of the importance of a grassroots effort from the Florida Healthcare Association.
Oh, it's absolutely critical. I think most senators are like me, always struggling to come up with the right answers, especially in areas that we're not experts in. So when we have folks from back home telling us what their needs are or how it is in the field, it makes all the difference. You know, just last week I think we had Arab Mid and Opus, Team Opus, and a handful of others that are here. And it's exciting to see, especially when they're from your district. That's where you can make the biggest impact. When you go see your senator or your representative, it really makes a huge difference.
Every single Wednesday throughout session, we have members here in the halls of the Capitol, both the Senate and the House, talking about our issues. We're the only industry who does that, and we are very much appreciative. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Both the House and Senate released their chairman's budget proposals this week, with the Senate holding nursing home funding harmless from any cuts, and including an approximate 2% inflationary increase to our Medicaid rates. The House Chairman's proposal is also free of any reductions. However, it fails to fund the price level increase, leaving $45 million less for nursing home care than the Senate's proposal. The full House and Senate budget proposals are expected to be unveiled either later today or early next week. And as always, we want to remind members that this process has a long way to go. Both chambers will ultimately need to come together to work out any differences in their respective budgets, and we'll be encouraging lawmakers to accept the Senate's version. Our message will highlight the need to protect vital Medicaid funding for nursing homes, given its important link to quality care. On Monday, the Nursing Home Tort Reform Bill will be heard in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Please take time over the next few days to contact your senator and ask them to support this important legislation. Remember to follow our Capital Connection legislative blog and catch our posts on Facebook and Twitter to watch for budget updates and the outcomes on this and other bills we're working on. Until next time, I'm Emmett Reed, keeping you informed about the critical issues that impact long-term care and the providers we represent.